let's head to the summer festival. So something that I do want to point out is just how I'm going to lay out this video. So basically I'm just going to talk about the rewards and the currencies, like the currencies needed to get those rewards and how to get them. Then I'm going to talk about how to do the mini events, and then we're going to talk about the Saha ticket balls, or the Saha ball tickets, and then we're going to talk about the Saha queue, which is in the event queue page. So we're going to talk about that. But for now, once you enter, first thing you want to do is you get a quest, hand in that quest, complete quest, take the favor of soon. And you know what? I'm not going to run through all the quests because they're really self-explanatory, really easy, and they're going to teach you most of this event anyways. But I will say the favor of soon, every time you enter the map, it automatically gets put in your quest log, and all you have to do is talk to the High Priestess of Soon, which is this chick over here. So it's really easy, and with the favors of Soon, which is the currency you get from that quest, you can eventually buy an epic mount with them. So if you're a new player, you might want to pay closer attention to this in particularly, and it looks like I'm going to get disconnected. Okay, so after that little hiccup, let's go back to this. So I was explaining the favor of Soons. As well, there is another daily quest, which is the summer celebration, and it really doesn't hurt to pick up, because honestly, even like with minimum participation, it's almost like it auto completes. So it doesn't hurt to carry, but it's not exactly like that great either. So it's up to you. But yeah, and then the rest of the quests are kind of just, you know, what they are. So anyways, not going to talk too much about the quests. So let's just jump into the rewards. First up is the tribute store, and these come from the favor of Soons, which I just mentioned about the quest that gives the favor of Soons, and you get one a day. There are options to get more than one a day, so if you're wanting multiple rewards, it's definitely possible. However, these are mostly just for transmutes or like a new player that needs an epic mount. There is also a new companion this year, the Son of Soon, which, as Julia said, the inspiration was the sun with the baby head in the middle, so you can just picture that. I can't unsee it after Julia mentioned it. So anyways, there's that. As well, if you don't want any of these for some reason, you can trade them in for petals. And petals can be used at this vendor. And the main thing at this vendor is the watermelon sorbets. Best in slot for any DPS, 10% more power and accuracy. Not bad. So definitely something to consider. There's pinatas as well that give you a chance to get watermelon sorbets, as well as these fireworks, the squash soup, and the capris, but totally up to you. I have pinatas for parkour reasons, but I just think it's better to get watermelon sorbet if that's what you're after, just straight up. So as well, there are some, whatchamacallit, like little vanity toys. So outside of the summer festival, you can have a water balloon fight with these items. So it's pretty cool. And you can also use them in the summer water fight anyways, instead of having to go around collecting water balloons and then using them and collecting more. This one just continues going and going and going, so it doesn't hurt to have. As well, there are some transmutes. They don't look terrible, but not totally my cup of tea. I don't know. But yeah, they're not bad. Dye them a little. The last ones are a little questionable. I can't see myself running into Zariel with a trough on my back and expecting that to protect me from Zariel. This is not happening. So don't ask me what happened there. And then there is the chef's outfit. Makes you a little bit big on the hips, a little bit big on the thighs. The hat just takes away all your hair for some reason. Not a fan of that. But it is what it is. Diet black doesn't look that bad. There is also another mount and another green companion, which is just a pig. Oink, oink, oink. But, yeah, so there's not anything particularly special here, but there is a Sunite garb, which we'll talk about the rest of the Sunite set later, but just remember you can get the garb from the Petals store, and the other two pieces come from Professions, which we're going to look at after we look at the next vendor. The Fire Blossom petals, I forgot to mention, they kind of come from all over the event. So from your daily quests, from doing the mini events, I think you get some as well from doing the Saha queues as well. And they kind of just come a little bit from everywhere, so they're really easy to stack up. So I wouldn't prioritize specifically farming them, because you're going to build up a ton anyways as it is. So I figured I would just mention that just in case. So I made an error in the original video that I did with my fighter, so we're just going to redo it with my trickster rogue. First vendor that we're going to look at is the Saha ticket exchange vendor. Basically, when you play Saha Ball, you get these tickets, copper, silver, or mithril. The copper ones, you can get some little attacks or powers that you can use during the Saha event queues or games. So they're kind of fun, but they're not necessary. There are some transmute items, which... let's see, take off. Wait. There. So these are like tattoo items. And as well, you can get these South Sea contraments? Something like that. I don't know. But anyways, they're there. So, I mean, it's not the best looking set on men, but I think it looks better on like female characters. Then as well, there's some vanity items that you can just use like just for fun over and over again. So they're pretty cool. And there's an emote. The silver tickets are a little bit of a letdown. 10 tickets for 1 preservation ward, a jadeite, and the rest are old enchantments that really, they're not worth your tickets. So preservation ward by far is the best to get with your silver tickets. Then something that I think most people are going to really want to know about is the mithril tickets, because there is a chance to get a legendary mount. And honestly, if you get a mithril ticket, this should be the only thing you buy with a mithril ticket. Like, I don't even know how to stress that. It's just, you're not going to get a better deal with the artifacts or the epic mount. Like, why would you try and go for an epic mount when you can have a legendary mount and even just sell it and buy like 6 epic mounts? Well, more than 6 actually, but it makes the most sense. So anyways, always go for the legendary one. Key ones in this is the Black Ice Warhorse, because of the 10k power. Best in slot for nearly every class except a tank, just because the tank likes to use the Triceratops for HP, right? The Tensor's Floating Disc has a decent combat power. If you don't have a swarm, Tensors can be good. Plus, it looks awesome. The Imperial Rage Drake and the Skeleton Steed, again, they're just awesome looking mounts. A lot of people literally just buy them just because of how cool they look. So, doesn't hurt. Plus 140% mount speed, not bad at all. So that is from the Saha ticket exchange. And alright, so talking about the mini events of the event, there is a water fight, a water balloon fight. There is what they call the Summer Feast, and basically you collect corn and you herd animals. Pretty straightforward. And then lastly, it's the Hungry Trolls, which again, it's pretty straightforward. So right now, the water bottle event is up. Each event stays up for 15 minutes, so you have plenty of time to hop in and, you know, do your thing. And basically, if you don't already have the water balloons, you're going to look for buckets like these, and you're going to collect these water balloons. And it seems like mine went right in here. And then you can use them to toss at other players. So there's a player right here, and you'll see I don't even have a score. But if I throw it, well, I missed because he or she moved. I took too long. But basically, you throw them at other players, and you keep collecting them and throwing them. That's all good. You do have to be in this water fight area, though. So if I try to hit a person outside of the area, for example, I don't get any points for that. So it kind of sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. I think most people just kind of toss it and move on with it. Not really seeing a lot of people participating in it. In the past, you would see a lot of people in here, but not seeing much happening here. There we go. Oh, I think that's one of my guild members, actually. Is that Jude? I think that was Jude. 100% Jude. Jude, stay still. Thanks, Jude. And now I have 2 points. And now that I have 2 points and I'm on the board, I'm just going to move up here. And when the event is done, I can't lose points while I'm outside of the water balloon area. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's pretty simple. The next event involves, well, I say the next event, but the summer feast involves herding animals and collecting corn. You'll see when you get close to an animal, this yellow thing pops up. And basically you just want to herd them into this pen over here. And by standing behind them, you can kind of guide which way you want them to go because they're going to run away from you. So if you go a little bit to the left, they're going to go to the right. So if we take this chicken here, and you'll see I go here, and he goes that way. But if I come this way, he's going to run into the pen. And then I can just herd him in there. So it takes a little bit of practice, but it's really not hard to do. And you just keep doing that. Pigs get you more points than the chickens do, but there's a lot more pigs than chickens. In the fields here is where you collect the corn. You can only collect the corn, though, during the event. So because the event isn't up, there is no corn here. But there's lots of corn fields that you can collect from. And then you just run the corn back into here. And you just drop them in, I believe, this basket. One of these baskets here. And you just drop it in and you can go collect more, whatever. You can hold on to as much as you want. And you can get points that way as well during the Summer Feast mini event. And then the last mini event involves killing trolls, which honestly I think probably the easiest thing to do is just show you an old video from literally 2013. And basically the trolls, where the water balloon fight happens, a bunch of trolls will continuously spawn. And you just have to try and kill as many trolls as you can. There will be a mini boss, and then there will be like a final boss that you can kill. But they're really easy to kill, so it doesn't take much to kill them. And yeah, the trolls just keep respawning. There will be different types of trolls. So some trolls will get... Whoa, apparently I had some swearing back then. We're getting off of that. What? Okay. But yeah, so the trolls just keep respawning, and there's different types of trolls. So the harder trolls will get you more points during it. However, you don't really get better rewards for winning the events. Just participate, get participation points in, and you have to stay on the map in the instance until the end of that event to technically get rewards for it. But yeah, it's cool. So that kind of explains it. Now I am going to go back to my rogue, and we're going to talk about the Saha Ball tickets. Alright, so over here by the fertile fields is the Saha Ball court, essentially. To fully unlock the Saha Ball, you have to take a quest from the Saha organizers, or organizer, Che Besale? However you pronounce that. This one here on the left, she's going to give you 2 or 3 quests that you have to do. And then you'll unlock the Saha Ball queue and the Saha Ball quests. And you can kind of practice in here if you want. It doesn't really give you much because it doesn't really explain like a full game, but it's cool. And you can practice kicking the ball. And the goal is to get it in the enemy net. You can volley it, you can headbutt it, and you can kick it all with the same attack kind of deal. And yeah, once it's in, you win. So yeah, I could just bounce it on my head. But anyways, that's besides the point. So we are getting out of here. So one of the, well actually not one of, the only daily quest involved with the Saha ticket balls is your very own Saha ball that comes from Rawl Volo, however you pronounce it. And yeah, basically you get a voucher that you can use to buy a ticket ball off the Zen market for free. So no, you don't have to buy Zen, you get a free coupon for it. And basically you can either play a Saha match or you can gather flax flowers. Either or. So, I think to make it quick, we're gonna go collect flax flowers. The Saha match has a better chance to give you a little more tickets, but each game is 10 minutes flat. So, it does take longer as opposed to just collecting the flowers. And I think I might as well show you the flowers anyways. They're just in here in this little wooded area, the summer celebration area. And these are the fire blossom flowers that you can collect, but we're looking for flax flowers, which are the purple ones. Right, yeah. And that makes 10. So then we can go back to Rawl. Hand in the quest. And perfect. So basically I did not get a voucher. I'm not sure if this is a bug, but I noticed some other people complaining about the same thing on the forums and on Reddit. So it might just be a bug, but it might just also be like RNG related. I can't confirm, but for the record, I didn't get a voucher, so we're moving on. Yeah, I guess we can take a quick look at the Saha match and just go over a few tips on how to really win at it. So let's just public queue it and let's see what happens. Alright, so I pugged this, but it helps if you go with like your guild or whatever. And basically how this event works, or this mini event queue works particularly, is you have 5 people on each team. The event runs for 10 minutes. You get pre-placed in specific spots every time the ball resets. And basically the goal is to get the ball in the opposing net. So basically kind of the strategy is you have 3 people in the front for offense and 2 people in the back for defense. You can see the 5 glows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 2 people in the back should focus on defense, and the 3 people on the front should focus on offense. Basically, whoever gets that first hit kind of wins the game. That's how I like to put it. And as long as you can get it in, like you get the first hit and it goes over and the defense isn't strong on the other side, you're pretty much good. It's not hard to score a goal essentially, but everyone has to kind of work together as a team to really make it work. So now when the ball is getting close to your net, the best thing to do is just hit it out of bounds. When it goes out of bounds, what happens is the ball just resets. So then you're back to being in the middle. So out of bounds, ball out of bounds, and then everyone resets their positions and the ball resets in the middle. So it's a really simple event, and you don't really seem to get better rewards by winning, being completely honest. So I wouldn't stress out whether you win or lose. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'm crazy, but it is kind of fun. So maybe I'll do like a demo of the Saha game. I feel like that could be fun. 3, 2, 1. Game over. So apparently my team won, other team lost. 6-1. Not bad. And I got 3 copper tickets and fire blossom petals. Sometimes you'll just get party poppers and no tickets. Sometimes you'll get silver tickets. And sometimes you'll get a mithril ticket if you're really lucky. So it's not a bad idea to like run this event. Like, it's kind of fun, and you can get really competitive if you go in with like your guild, for example. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a good event. It's fun, and I've always really liked the summer festival. So I think that pretty much covers everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. Ciao for now. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And if it's a good question, I'll just pin it to the top, answer it, and then anyone else with the same question can just look there and get an answer. So with that said, ciao ciao.